as good as it gets. I mean, with guys like Chris Wright, Austin Freeman shoots 44% from three, Jason Clark 42%. Question is, can they develop a presence in the paint that's going to open those perimeter shots against quality competition?
And it's a presence. That's all you need. You don't need a 25-point score. You need a presence.
Booker nearly tipped it in. Hoya's on a 13-2 run. Benemai. Turnover. Callahan the other way. Freeman ran hip to hip with him. Games last year, had 13 points in their season opening win against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. They flew up from New Orleans to Baltimore, took a bus 2 hours to Salisbury, played UMES, and then they came to Washington. So they've been on the road for a bit here. Coach said it's been good for their chemistry. They've bonded. They've had a lot of practice time.
Well, it's great to do things off the court as a team, especially a young team that doesn't really, they know they turned it over, Georgetown did. Now you got to turn it into points. Now they're moving again. This is good.
Callahan untouched.
See, it's a whole different offense when they move, Craig. It's easy for me to say that. It's very difficult to do that.
And you can see it. It really reminds me of what we saw last year from Richmond.
Yep, very much.
The way the Spiders operate. They want to spread the floor and create space.
Well, it's like it's analogous to a spread offense in football because you spread the defenders out, and when you get an opportunity like they had right there, they drive it to the bucket, miss the shot, but they drive it to the bucket and get opportunities.
Ben Cherry, a little short, and there's Hollis Thompson.
Georgetown giving them one and done only, doing a good job on the defensive glass.
Jason Clark. Henry Sims starting for Julian Vaughn tonight. Thompson knocked to the floor.
Timmons got stuck in no man's land. Do I go inside and help the big man, or do I guard my man on the perimeter? He got stuck in no man's land, and the big man, the guard, hurt him on the outside.
Chris Wright. Offensive foul by Chris Wright. Great job defensively underneath.
George might turn it around for Tulane to get back in this thing. Ton of time left in this half, only the first.
Approaching the 8-minute mark. Hoyas have been in control from the start. Richard, Callahan, and Cherry on the perimeter. Jeff Hogan's inside. Kendall Timmons has been quiet. Hogan left-handed. Here's Timmons. And Sims with the rebound. Freeman for three.
That's what kills you. You work for a decent shot, and in transition they hit a three. Not the defense's fault. They just caught him before everybody got back. And big number 15, Austin Freeman, hurt it.
They bring it down on a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3. They're spread. They're going to the corners and looking to nail the three.
Oh, absolutely.
Richard over Freeman.
Well, the way they offensive rebound and they get the defense in a scramble situation, Freeman and everybody else can pull up and hurt you with a three.
29-12 at the 7-minute mark. Clark wants some of the action.
Georgetown on fire. 8 for 12 from downtown. Knocking him down.
Hollis Thompson's hit 2 of 3. Chris Wright's hit 2 of 3. Clark with the steal. 3-on-2. Tell you, Clark is a scrapper.
Yeah, tough kid inside. See, now wait him a little more. He'll be much better.
Ben Cherry, sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
What Tulane has to realize is when is the opportunity to drive.
Deep three by Callahan.
Not from the wing when there's two defenders waiting there.
Nice ball movement, but Timmons is double-teamed by Clark.
And you know Freeman's a big-time scorer, so you got to go on him. But then when he kicks it in the corner to Thompson, it's deadly because the next pass is what burns you.
How can you better defend that screen?
You got to spin off of it. You got to get to Freeman before he can make an contested pass to the corner.
You got to fight over the top of the screen or come underneath?
Fight or yell switch as loud as you can, one or the other.
Long rebound, and there's Clark, the junior from Arlington, Virginia. Started all 34 games last year, 15 times in double figures a year ago for the Hoyas.
20% is not going to win you a lot of basketball games. Tulane is not taking bad shots, but on the other flip of the coin, they're not taking great shots either. They need to work not longer, but more efficiently to get better shots against a very good defensive team. Let's give the Hoyas credit where credit's due. Tulane
team celebrating 100 years of college basketball this year. Out of Conference USA.
Great
nice
pass.
dish to Hogan. Timmons to Hogan.
That's what Coach Conroy wants. Share the basketball. You had a good shot, your teammate had a better shot.
Approaching the 5-minute mark, first half action. ESPN3.com. If you're just joining us, the Hoyas have been hot from the outside. 8 of 14 from 3. They have led throughout. Callahan drains.
Uncle Mo has walked down the other end of the bench. Georgetown missed the last two. Tulane hitting a couple. Long way to go, but you got to start with the first one. It's amazing how much better you play at this end on defense when you score at the other end. Gives you a little energy.
Nate Lubick, freshman out of Massachusetts, hands off to Freeman. Clark to Aaron Bowen. And a turnover by the Hoyas. John Thompson III going to his bench. Bowen slow to get to his feet. There's John Thompson III, 7th year. What an opener they had last Friday night at Old Dominion. I mean, you talk about a hornet's nest. That place was on their feet the entire game. Old Dominion led throughout. Hoyas trailed by 8 with about 6 minutes to go and then made a couple critical outside shots. What a test that was for Georgetown.
Went 7 for 10 down the stretch from downtown.
Soft touch by Chris Richard.
Tulane's feeling a little bit. They are feeling much more comfortable in the offensive end. Now they got to shore it up at this end.
Freeman draws a crowd. Lubick to Benemont. This is where Greg Monroe was such a threat last year as a passer from the paint.
That's 3 straight trips without even a shot attempt.
Preseason predictions, top returning players, first half highlights and stats.
If Tulane keeps going, they might get a few more highlights. They've been hot the last couple possessions. That's the 3rd time that Timmons has dribbled into traffic. You got to know when to pick it up. They work on that drive in, reverse pivot, kick it back out for 3.
Benemon with the steal. Julian Vaughn out with an illness. You've seen a lot of time for Jarrell Benemon and Henry Sims.
That time Hogan got after the screen, forced the dribbler away from his own basket.
Freeman thought about it. Kick out to Chris Wright. Hogan with the rebound for the Green Wave.
Man, Benemon was all over him. It's a big possession for momentum. There it is.
Nice kick out. Brown, Hogan off target.
That's what they work on. That's a good play. Coach Conroy clapping. You're not going to make all of them.
Jarrell Benemon to Freeman.
He's not going to make all of them. He's going to make a lot of them.
You got to step out, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You got to make him a driver, which is tough to do because he's a really good driver. But he's 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown.
Kevin Brown in at the point, 31 for Tulane, freshman out of Houston. And Jonathan Fry bobbling the ball on the far side.
You got to get out of that corner. They're stuck in the corner. Well, Georgetown just helped them out.
Chris Richard is one of their leaders as Coach Ed Conroy makes some more subs with a little more than 2 minutes to go before halftime. They played everybody in their win last week against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Fell into early foul trouble. He said that's probably going to be a long-term positive.
Oh, you get more guys, more minutes in a new system.
And you really felt him in practice yesterday, hanging playing time over guys. You know,
absolutely.
It's pretty simple. you produce in practice,
sure,
you're going to get your minutes.
Well, you play like you practice like you play. You practice well, you're going to get a chance. Well, Richard got away. That was a half-hearted contest on the shot. You got to go after people.
Clark left it a little short. Richard from deep. He can rip it. Senior from Beaumont, Texas.
He's capable of huge numbers, and they need him to do his thing and then get his teammates involved as well.
Henry Sims, Jr. out of Mount St. Joe in Baltimore. Right baseline spinner, kick to Freeman. Rattles, and that ball goes off the leg of Chris Richard.
Because of the being a half a step behind on screens, Tulane's in a little bit of a scramble situation if the shot goes up. But because they don't rely on a fast break a lot, just go get the defensive board. Get the possession. We'll worry about the points later. It's like they're hanging for a transition basket that they don't do.
Tulane's cut it to 12. It was a 20-point Hoya lead.
When they get this thing to single digits, it's almost like they won the game if they can get that down. A miss here and a conversion at the other end would be huge. Coach Thompson knows that at a home practice facility. Coach Dickerson walked into a storm in many ways after Katrina, and just everybody held that athletic department together. Now everybody's back. Coach Conroy said to see the talent starting to grow again.
Beneman underneath. He is fouled.
Big game in the Big East. They don't look big because they're all that big. When you see them in person, there's some big bodies out there.
Clark to Sanford. Under a minute.
It's tough because you got to defend the three, but know that Freeman and company can do that and go right by and create one.
Freeman baseline a little too strong.
Now they've got to get a great shot here. That was a great defensive stand. Get a good shot.
Callahan aggressive, left-handed, can't get to roll. Here's Sims, who'll hand off.
Wasn't a bad shot. It was just much too early in the clock. Georgetown now can hold it.
John Thompson puts one finger in the air. Jason Clark looks over. Shot clock at 21. There's about a 3-second differential.
Got to know where Freeman is. He might not take the shot, but he's going to be part of the action. High ball screen, probably.
Sims looks to pass.
Turned down.
Clark puts it on the floor. Nice defense. Good help by Jordan Callahan.
Well, Jason Clark had the screen by Sims, and he turned it down for penetration.
Shot clock at 1. Game clock at 4. Sanford. It would have counted. Quick catch and release.
Good stand. Good defensive stand to finish the half.
And a key last